I don't know about you, but every year at the Seder, there's a part that really bothers me. It's the part where we go and we talk about the bitter herbs. We say, these are the bitter herbs, and they're to remind us of the slavery in Egypt. We have to remember that slavery was bitter. Doesn't that bother you? I have to be reminded that slavery is bitter? Of course slavery is bitter. Why do I have to be reminded of it? What's going on? Well, we've spoken about it before, that freedom is realizing your potential. And anything that's holding you back from realizing your potential, that's what's enslaving you. We think often in life, when we look back, we think, that wasn't bitter. Those were the good old days. Remember life before marriage, when I could just do what I wanted and I didn't have to account to anyone? Those were the good old days. Remember life before children, when I could just wake up because I'm not tired anymore and I didn't have anguish and worry and all of these bills? Those were the good old days. Remember life before I started learning about Judaism and I had to remember and to grow and to learn Hebrew and I had to have all these rules and be part of a community and be on committees, and those were the good old days. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the good days. We often look back at a life without responsibility and we say, oh, those were the good old days. When I was single, before I had children, before I grew Jewishly, before I took responsibility in my community. No, 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 no. We have to remember, a life without responsibility, that's a bitter life. That's an enslaved life. Now that we've taken responsibility in relationships, in our own Judaism, in our self-growth, in our community, now we're on the road to freedom. These are the good days. Yes, we have to remember and eat the bitter herbs and talk about it, to remember that we shouldn't look back, that the grass was greener back then, that those were the good old days. We have to remember that they were bitter, because now, even though it's challenging, even though it's not easy, now we're on the road to freedom, because now we're on the road to realizing our true potential. Have a wonderful Pesach. Good Yantif. Chag Sameach. I'm Lori, Almost Live.